What's good? Welcome to First String Podcast. On today's episode of First String Podcast, we have DC Defenders head coach Reggie Barlow joining the show as he gets ready for the upcoming UFL season. We'll dive into some new rule changes from the NFL. We'll find out if your bracket has been busted. So I hope y'all ready. It's time to get into it. Let's go.
Yeah.
First String Podcast. Yeah. True Danny. Dre on the beat. You know. Yeah. What's your favorite squad? Tell me who you going with. First String Podcast. Yeah, we keep it lit. We got the latest updates. We don't pump fake. Like, comment, share. We don't care. Feel free to hate. We got great guests join us. You should chime in. Trudini on the intro for the time being. Lady A, representing Washington. Pick Washington, everything Washington. Mo coming out of Dallas, you know the business. Said, them Georgia Bulldogs ain't quitting. Yeah, if you ain't watching sports, you ain't living. About to get my mattress Mac on, about to bet $1 million, bet $1 million. Let's talk about it. We all grown and cool, we can talk about it. Before we hit the news, we gon' talk about it. Oh, you wanna bet? Let's pop a bottle about it.
Welcome back to First String Podcast. Do not forget to like and subscribe to First String Podcast. Hit the bell to enable alerts for new content just like this. Give us that good thumbs up. And of course, the most important part is that you tell a friend to tell a friend about First String Podcast. We got a great show lined up for y'all. The squad is all here. Let's bring them in. Let's go with it. My man said, how you doing, bro?
What's good? What's good?
Hey, it's just a Tuesday. We here doing our thing.
For sure.
All right. I see you wearing the white. That means the DC Defenders will be represented with our colors today. Lady A, the HR, is bringing the red. How are you, ma'am?
Hello. How are you guys?
Doing great. How was your weekend?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Busy.
So we got to stall a little bit for little bro because he disappeared. And he slid right on in.
Right.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I know you want to leave me,
Really?
but I refuse.
Don't do it.
Symphony. What's going on, everybody?
Oh. Hey, we are good. We're good. We got Coach Barlow, but we're gonna wait for him to appear.
You gonna give him a minute?
Yeah, he's here. So, listen, we took Saturday off for our NCAAs. Later, we're gonna get on to see if we didn't pick a champ, but want to see if our Final Four is still intact later. So, get your homework done early. And in the comments, let's say what's up to everybody in the chat real quick. Starting off with my guy Bruce Glasses in the building.
Hey, Bruce.
Bruce is first, like he always is. Most of you know that you can't chat from X, but if you want to chat, hit our YouTube page. It's First String Podcast on YouTube, so that way you can be in the chat. We do appreciate y'all being with us on X as well. John is in the building. John said he has arrived. Don't get up. He's going to be in the area all show. We appreciate that, right?
Hey, John.
And of course, Lady A said she disagrees with John.
I did not say that, John. You already know. They hack my accounts.
She said plural accounts.
Accounts, right.
They do this all the time.
Don's in the building. First order of business tonight is 2 quick answers to the question of the month. Don, I swear to God, Don, I'm going to answer the question of the month, but that's not.
Bro, can you just do it now so we can stop getting this from him?
I got you. And then
Hey, Woody.
Woody's in the building. He said, "Let's go, Team Defenders." Coach Barlow, whenever Coach Barlow is ready,
goody.
We'll get into that.
What's
Yeah.
this?
There we go.
Look
Coach
at, John said people got the thumbs up. Hey, Coach.
Howdy. How y'all doing?
We doing great, Coach. Listen,
Come on, Coach.
Coach, I was telling Lady A that every time we have you on the show, I learn something new. I always do my homework. I've done my homework on you and everything like that, but I got to say, I did another deep dive. And do you remember any of this right here, Coach?
Oh yeah. Those were
That's Coach Barlow. That's Coach Barlow with the Jaguars and with Tampa right there. So said, don't take offense to that, but that is on the Falcons. Coach, is
Yeah.
that a punt return or a kick return you breaking right there?
Yeah, I think it was a punt return versus the Falcons, and then that other picture with the Buccaneers was I think we were playing a game in Japan, and it was probably after a catch or touchdown or something. Not sure.
See, Coach is no stranger to the end zone. No stranger to the end zone. So as y'all know, Coach was the 2023 Coach of the Year for the XFL, Super Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, SWAC Hall of Famer, played in the league for 8 years with the Jacksonville Jaguars, a stop somewhere else, and then Tampa. I'm sorry, I forgot to stop somewhere else. Coach, where was the stop somewhere else?
The Raiders.
The Raiders. He's a Raider. All right, Coach. We know that you had to have you guys had your draft. Is the team ready? Have the cuts been made?
Yeah. So right now we started in camp with 70, I think 75 guys, and then we had to get down to 58, and then from 58 we had to get down to 50. So we have our 50 guys that we are going to take the field with on Sunday. Guys have been working hard in training camp and now working hard in preparation for the first target.
So the one thing that I've noticed on the schedule is that they said let's get Texas out of the way really fast. So your first 3 games against teams in the state of Texas said we should be traveling to go check out some of these defender games since it's right here, in the confines. How did you feel about that when you saw the schedule?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't pay much attention to it. I'm like one of those guys. I look at the first game, and I know it sounds like coach talk, but I look at the first game, and that'd be the only one that I really focus on, and until we get to the next one. So I know it's San Antonio for this, who has Wade Phillips and a lot of good coaches there, and they've done a good job of building their roster. So should be a fun test and. Good to see how we measure up against a team like that.
All right, say it.
Yeah. Did we lose it?
Did we lose Coach?
Oh. Well, before we come back, my only thing is, I know you said 50. You have 50 guys. That's they give you a chance to be 2 deep on each side. Are those last people? Are they considered like your practice squad, or do y'all actually have a practice squad?
Can't hear you, Coach.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we lost him.
No. I think you might be getting a
double check whatever that was. Maybe it was a phone call or something. Make sure that the sound is on.
Yeah, that sound
on the side as well. And if worst come to worst, we probably just hop out and come back in, and probably be better.
Yeah. Yep, Coach is going to hop out and come back in. All right, so we got a couple of folks in the chat. Alvin Porch has jumped in the chat. He said, good evening, ladies and gents. And Woody, he heard you with that old goodie right there.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Barlow gets rings. That's what John said. Yes. Some hate on the injuries here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was definitely tough.
Coach, we got you back. Say it.
Yeah. I apologize.
Trust me.
It happens.
It happens
like that sometimes.
Hey, we're live, and they say, "Hey, what do you say? If it's possible, it's going to happen, right?"
My question was the you say you have 50 guys, so that's giving you depth, 2 deep at each position. Those last 6 guys, are they considered a practice squad, or do you have an external practice squad for the team?
Did we lose Coach again? He's not muted. You're not muted. Nope, we can't hear you.
Look, I don't know what's going on with that question, but it don't.
This is
don't like that question.
Yeah, they trying to set them up.
Yeah, it's gotta be something else.
It don't like the question.
Yeah, not this question.
Nope.
Can you hear us, Coach?
I'll be so glad when this internet fad is over.
He said the internet flat.
I seen it on a movie recently. I can't remember where it was.
Oh, what? Now
Oh,
it's
man.
muted. Wait a
Now,
minute.
no, now you're muted, Coach.
Let me see. It won't let me unmute.
No, you got to
There it
unmute.
is.
There we go. Still can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
There
Okay.
we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Go right into it, Coach. Go ahead, Elsie.
Question, unfortunately, I couldn't hear you guys. It says
Okay, my question was that you say you have 50 guys.
right.
You know, that's 22. That means you're 2 deep at each position. Those last few guys, are they considered part of the practice squad, or do y'all have an external practice squad outside of those people?
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a practice squad. We hope the league will eventually get to that, but it's a tough deal. Those 50 guys are as your first and second team guys.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to serve each other, and with that, we have to be creative in how we practice. You can't always go 100%, all right, throughout. So we try to be real creative with how we practice and the amount of reps that we give the guys.
All right, Lydia.
Lydia.
Oh, I didn't even. Why couldn't I hear you, Pick?
I don't know.
Okay, I can sort of hear. So there was. I do want to go to the chat really quickly. Someone was inquiring about Abram Smith, how he's doing. We know that he's injured and won't be able to play, but just to update, if possible, on how he is.
Yeah, unfortunately, we lost due to an ACL injury. Obviously, we have a lot of respect for him and really loved what he brought to our team last year, and big shoes to fill. He's had surgery, and he's going through the process of rehab. But we're pulling for him. He's a great guy. He still comes to our facility for just to be around the guys and stuff. But unfortunately, lost him, and hope that we'll have some guys that'll step up, be able to what he.
All right. Ant, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Well,
So,
I have my question now.
Oh, my bad.
yeah,
Sorry. Go ahead, Lydia.
Just wanted to know, a lot was going on, but with the cuts and new players and everything, as far as your preparation, are you guys just going all in? Like, are you heavy on the defense versus anything? What can we expect to see as far as maybe possible improvements on the team, if there is a way to improve? Because you guys know that I
Only
was
lost one game.
Team DC Defender, but what types of things were you guys doing to prepare for this upcoming season?
Yeah, we believe preparation is a separation that will separate you from your opponents. Our coaches and Von Hutchins and those guys, they did a really good job of building our roster, adding pieces to our team. We brought back the bulk of our team, many of the guys that understood and understand how we operate. And then we've mixed in some guys that were good players in the XFL, like Trent Harris, who led the league in sacks, and now he's a part of our team. And we've added some other guys that we think add value and will allow us to go out and compete at a high level. So excited to see these guys. Obviously, we're a few days out. We've been practicing since I can't remember when we got here, but it's been about a month or so, a little over a month that we've been practicing and meeting. So these guys are ready to go out and compete against some other teams.
Ant.
yeah, so I understand to Sid's question. I understand that, being able to have a practice squad, it benefits the team, of course, that decides to put them there. And I understand the business of it all. But I think given how the season played out last year, it does provide some interesting dynamics to what the season could be. Being that y'all got so close last year, what is the biggest lesson learned from last season? And what is the approach to seal the deal going into this season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously last season was, it was a season and it had a life of its own, and there was a lot of things that we were able to learn from it. Obviously, you're never out of it a game, considering the scoring and fourth quarter, you can go for 4th and 12 and pick
12.
So, that was the biggest thing is just, you get up on the team 2 touchdowns, and all of a sudden they score 1 and go for 2, go for 3, something like that, and then go get the ball back on 4th and 12. Was 4th and 15 last year, but 4th and 12. So that was the biggest takeaway from it. And, our guys understand that you got to play every play, and you can't get personal fouls, and you can't, do things to hurt you, hurt yourself, or hurt your team when you're in a competitive game like we were in a championship game.
All right. Well, Coach, we got Woody in the building, and Woody did a little something for the defenders this year. So this is going to be like a little mashup of DJ Woody.
You better pick another day. You better call some better plays. You better wait. DC, who are we? Defenders. The other team, they ain't nothing but pretenders. Feed the snake. Come on, 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 feed. And if they don't cooperate.
Well, DC has the best fans as far as it comes to the UFL. Have you gotten the team ready for the support that's going to be thrown their way this year?
Yeah, we love our fans. We appreciate our fans. Obviously, last year been my first year coaching the culture and how passionate fans are about their team, football team, basketball team. Just it was really humbling, really part of it. Like that video right there. I mean, fans got rhythm. They can write rhymes. They can rap. They got the beer snakes. So all that stuff is really exciting. And we lose at home last year, and our fans had a lot to do because they were loud. They showed up. If it was rain, cold, whatever it was, they were there. They were loud, and they were.
Well, we have on the warpath here. That's Corey. He said the youngest DC Defenders fan is watching. That's his new baby. So Papa's got the baby watching. So he's going to probably have him watching from TV for now.
Like
like
Tell the baby to like and subscribe. It's crazy.
He said get his YouTube page popping right now. All right. but yeah, Coach. You had an acronym that y'all used last year. Do you have one this year that y'all are incorporating?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we use the dash. I mean, I wish sometimes, you can come up with something else, but when you think about the 5 things that your team is about, it's going to always come down to being disciplined. It's always come down to having a positive and confident. It's going to come down to, will you sacrifice for the sake of the team? You guys just mentioned that we only have 50 players, so you got to sacrifice. If you're a running back, you may have to run down on the line. If you're a receiver, you may have to run down on the line. So you got to be willing to sacrifice. Our habits must be aligned with our expectations, and then we want people that have a good heart, that care about their teammate, care about the franchise, or care about the community that they're representing. So we live by that, and our guys, our players, we have all type of different stuff with music that we play and that type of stuff, but it'll always be the dash for us.
Lady A's, one of Lady A's favorite players was Jordan Timu. You said you had the bulk of the team back. Name some of the players that you have back. Tell me Lucky's back.
No, unfortunately, Lucky is playing for the Vikings.
Yep.
They signed with them last year. Chris Blair signed with the Falcons, and he's still there. But we do have Jordan Tamu back. We got Lynn Fortinall, which was one of our old linemen. Mike Mietti, who's the offensive lineman for us. We got Brandon Johnson back, who's a wide receiver. The kid Cam Harris, who is playing running back for us, he was with the team late last year, but he's back. Got Poop, Reggie Northup, Bellamy. So it's a host of guys that are coming back that had great experience for us last year, guys that played well for us that will be back on our team.
All right, Lady A, get in there.
As far as coaching staff, would you say this coaching staff, their interactions with the new players? Do you see that, I don't want to compare the two teams. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase before I start. Um, the coaching staff and the new players, how is that interaction and that relationship as far as building, and then as well as the now veterans on the team? How are those interactions? Does everything seem to be going smoothly? Is it instant gelling, or how does that look for this year's team?
I mean, obviously, it starts with trust. The players don't care how much you know until they know that you care about them. So it starts with trust. It starts with caring with them, and then that's one of my favorite parts is building the mindset of our team and our guys and our coaches. We got some amazing coaches who've been in the game for a long time that understand that for us it starts with a relationship, then it starts with mindset, and then it starts with skill set, and then it goes to scheme. But it's having a relationship with guys who play for us, play for themselves, play for their families. So I think our coaches have done a good job of gelling with these guys, and that's one of the fun parts for us.
Thank you. Say it.
Yeah, I think that the combining of these two leagues, I think it's going to give these guys more chances. I know you don't like hearing this, more chance for NFL teams to come in and get a look at you guys. If there's an opportunity for you, if they came to you and give you opportunity, I mean, I know it's hypothetical.
Let's hope not.
Those players, would you look at bringing some of those players to the team with you if you thought they could make it in their position at NFL at that league?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are several guys on our team that have the ability to play in the NFL. I do think by combining the leagues, the talent, there'll be a lot more parity. There's a lot more talent, and you'll probably see more guys getting signed from the UFL. But I know definitely I can name a good bit of guys that play on our team that I would love to coach if I was coaching in the NFL for sure.
Ant's gonna finish this up, but since you just said that, I got a question before Ant, because Ant's gonna close us out with you, Coach. Have you noticed, following up off of Sayed's question, with the combining of the team, did you notice that the competition went up just that much? And if so, like, the fans should really be excited now. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think the competition was amazing. I mean, we had to make some hard cuts as well as other teams, guys that might have played last year for a team that just, wasn't able to make our team or make some of the other teams. So I do think combine the leagues. They took like four teams from that league and four teams from our league. And there was four teams, or a total of 8 teams still that had players, but their team was no longer in existence. So many of those players were able to come over to some of the. So the brand of football will be good, will be fun, will be exciting, and I think our fans like it.
Absolutely, Ant.
Yeah, no matter the league or sport, it seems that continuity amongst the team and coaching staff is always going to be one of the leading contributors to success. With you guys bringing back a lot of players and things of that nature, it seems like you guys will be setting yourself up to have hopefully a similar run. When you look at the players from last year and maybe even some new guys from this year, who are some people who are a few 2 to 3 players that we should be looking for that you believe could even possibly put you over the top, that built off of what y'all did last year, or was just what you guys were looking for and needed for a new addition?
Yeah, that's a good question. We have obviously our quarterback Tamu, right? We mentioned Cam Harris. We have, and on defense, Joe Wallace that played D tackle for us, who was solid. We mentioned Bellamy.
Mm-hmm.
Mintz, one of our defensive ends who's really good, had a good camp. Malik Fisher is another name. This guy has been lights out in camp. He's had an amazing camp. AK Kelly, one of our defensive backs, he's been lights out in camp as well, just has done some really good things. So there's a host of guys that we feel really good about all across the board on our team, and we should be good to go once we kick this thing off.
We got a question here from Alvin Porch. He says, "Are there any other rules that the coaches feel the NFL should adopt, copy, or use some of that you guys have?"
Yeah, well, the two big ones was this kickoff rule that we had, that we XFL that the NFL has taken.
And I do.
I think everybody has their own opinion on that, but help seasons, and it gives you an opportunity to have the return game come back.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Right,
Coach. Coach, last time we had you on, you said there were some rules that, because I had asked the question, but they weren't like official yet. That you guys were taking to your competition committee. Which rules have been adopted, or what rule has been adopted that the fans should look out for this year?
Well, we'll still have the opportunity to go for one, go for the touchdown. We would have 4th and 15 from the -30. Here to be 4th and 12 from the -28, and you can only do that if you're tied or behind in the fourth quarter. Punt team, the gun can't put down the ball once the snap goes. So that's a little different. And this year we're kicking off from the 20-yard line, so that's a lot of field of coverage to cover.
Mm-hmm.
But you will get a lot of returns, and we'll see how that goes.
All right, Coach, we thank you for your time. We really do appreciate it every time you're able to come on. Listen, just in case anybody gets hurt on offense, Ant is willing to sub in. Defense, me and say it. That's me and say it all day.
Wait, I do have a question since you mentioned defense. Coach, how did you keep those linebackers intact? Like, you guys pretty much have the same linebackers. Inquiring minds want to know how that happened, because I know Greg is probably excited about that.
Yeah, Greg, definitely excited about our linebackers. Reggie Northup, Francis Bernard. This goes on and on. We added a new guy, Momo, who's a really good linebacker, had a good camp. So those guys have been doing good for us. We're excited about them, and hoping they'll have a good season so they can get opportunities to go and perhaps play in the NFL as well.
All right, Coach. Jay Black said, "Tell Coach I'm bringing the lemons." All right, Jay Black's the first person ejected out of Audi Field. Thank you for your time, Coach. We really do appreciate you. We wish you and the DC Defenders a very successful season, and hopefully this year we will bring a championship home to DC.
Do it. Looking forward to it. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be out there.
Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Make sure y'all check out the DC Defenders coming up this weekend. Check them out, man. The second weekend they're home, and Lady A, you'll be there?
I sure will.
All right, so we'll have to
don't look for me though, because you're not gonna find me.
No, you're not gonna find her. She will be in the building, but you won't find her. Most of the time, she's hiding out up in the skybox.
Man, you already know.
You already know where she is. All right. So we're going to go. The last part of that interview there, we cover rule changes, right? So now let's look at the NFL. The owners' meetings is happening this week, and there have been some rule changes adopted here. Coach alluded to the NFL taking the kickoff rule from the NFL. We also know about the hip. Was it the hip drop, twist, snap, crackle, and pop? That's being eliminated, a 15-yard penalty and a fine. What other rule changes do you guys? I'm confused about the hip toss, snap, crackle, and pop one.
I mean, those were the two biggest,
right,
that matter to me the most. Basically, you're talking about, I think the picture they had up was Tony Pollard, that grabbing them from the back,
from behind, dropping
pulling them down on the side. The issue that I have with this is all they're still trying to do is, it's got so much to do with protecting the players. They want to turn this into a track meet, man. That's all this really comes down to. That's why it never made sense to really get rid of the kickoff, because it just takes away another dynamic of exciting plays being made on the field. So as much as it's sad that with the NFL, as much as you can appreciate the helmets, the little what's those things they be wearing to protect you from concussions and
you saw it during the preseason and
the
Guardian caps, the Guardian
caps, all that stuff is cool, but at the end of the day, you always have to know that the NFL, from what it appears, has an ulterior motive to put more money in their pocket. That's what it seems to come down to. So yeah, maybe there is this grand plan to come to 7-on-7 style football from them, but at the end of the day, the kickoffs coming back is always going to be a good thing. That's what I like the most about any of these new rules.
Say it.
I can't. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pitt. Go ahead.
I was going to say, how do you feel about the trade deadline being pushed back a week?
That doesn't really matter. They already know the point who they're going to trade, how they're going to trade. All it does is give them more leverage on the person who they want to trade to say, I got one extra week to say, okay, look, check this out. Let me do this, that, and the other. That's all they did. That doesn't really matter much. They're just giving them one more week later in the year to say, at this point we're here, we can use this, that, and the other, and go from there. Now, what I wanted to talk about is I can't wait to see that video. I can't wait to see the video of them trying to tackle this guy running down the sideline, and you slightly behind him. You can no longer grab him around the waist. I can't wait to see that video.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't wait to see that video.
These guys in a position where they got to start thinking way more.
The thinking gets you hurt in football.
Gosh, man, it's like, bro,
I can't wait to see that video.
Thinking gets you hurt. Thinking gets you hurt in football. Don't think, just go, just do. Don't think.
You took away the horse collar. You can't grab him in the back of the shirt. You can't grab the nameplate. Right. Now you can't grab him around the waist and try to sling him to the ground. So now you got a ability to get kicked in the head by a foot and get a concussion because that's all you got left. It's thighs and feet.
Well, you have to remember they're gonna try that shoelace tackle now. When you try it,
that's what I'm saying. You got to remember this. Yeah, that's.
Hope you ain't gonna braids.
They can't do it. That was always a thing. Lady A, tell us about these rules.
So, let's talk about this touchback situation. If they kick the ball and it touches head and it's at the 20, but if it does this just a little bit, then it's at the 30. And why? What was wrong with the stuff before?
You talking about the kickoff, right?
Yeah, but just specifically the touchback.
Yeah,
because they changed that up a little bit. So
in the end zone or through the end zone, right? Then it's
correct.
Touchback.
So a touchback it'll go to the 20 if the ball touches the ground or player in the landing zone, or if it rolls beyond the goal line, down in the end zone. But then it can go to the 30 if it goes out of bounds behind the receiving team's goal line, or if it hits the goalpost, or lands beyond the goal line and down in the end zone. So I'm like,
it depends on where it is.
They're doing too much.
If you just kick it out the end zone,
But they're just doing too much. But if you kick it out the end zone, that's 30. That's at the 30.
You're doing too much, NFL.
You know the irony of this?
They want the returns now.
What Alvin said?
What?
Alvin said scoring was down.
Some of the greatest teams that we remember had nothing to do with offense.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest moments,
Chicago Bears,
that the real NFL lovers of the game enjoy is watching people's chin strap get knocked off and watching people get decleated. So it's like, you want to bring in the money, but let me see a Ronnie Lott type guy. I'm going to watch him every week.
But you know what's crazy? Okay, so we saw the Dolphins run the scoreboard up a bunch of times last season.
70-some points, yeah.
And I didn't
care. Did that make it so that they were better? Nope. Did that bring them more money? Because at the end of the season, it was just like, the Dolphins going to run the scoreboard up. Okay.
No, not at the end of the season. They was trying not to get the scoreboard run up on them.
I'm just saying, they ran the scoreboard up, and how did that work out for y'all?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But they did. I mean, they voted on it 29-3. That was the vote.
And Lady A is right. You know, it's bad enough that you really can't touch wide receivers as it is.
Right.
You know, I mean, and JJ Watt said it best. He said, "Okay, let's go ahead and bring up the flags now," because in some ways, this is what we're looking at. I understand they had the dude from was it Houston that hurt? The drop tackle hurt his knee. You know,
he hurt. Was it the tight end from Baltimore?
No, it was a running back that came out and tweeted as well. It was a running back. I don't remember his name is, but still, I mean, it happens. You know, Malcolm Mitchell did a high five and blew out his knee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not necessarily everybody who gets his tackle breaks something. It's football. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
All you've done now is literally make the hit area smaller. So you will get to the point. Remember, I can't remember again what we was watching, and the dude was going to make a tackle, and he stopped because he didn't want to hit him too low. He didn't want to hit him too high.
Yeah.
Advantage ball carrier.
Why he made the tackle? That's what he said. He was like, "I didn't want to get fined."
That's
advantage ball carrier. He didn't want to win.
That's terrible because it takes away from the game.
It does,
because you have so many rules, and you have players that are afraid to do this because I might get fined. Like, come on now.
Well, to Alvin's point here, he says the new kickoff rule is going to make specialists important again. Devin Hester, Brian Mitchell, and those guys, like, you have not seen kick returns in a while. So my question that I have to y'all, everyone in the chat, and to everyone on right now is, give me a number that you think over or under of how many kickoffs will be returned this year. League wide, not just by one team. Give me a league wide, right? I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna say I see about 15 kick returns this year. I see about 15 kick returns this year.
Yeah, I say under.
So 15, you say you?
I think it's gonna be at least 15. At least 15 kick returns this year. 4 touchdowns. Take it to the house.
I mean, truthfully. Go ahead, say it.
Oh, go ahead, lady. I can wait. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, truthfully, it might be over, and the reason why I'm saying it is because you can't tackle nobody. You're gonna start a lot of them gonna start at they don't want to start at the 30. So if you don't want to start at the 30, and you kick it to a certain place, they're gonna return it, and you can't tackle them. So I mean. It's gonna be weird.
You know why I say under though, real quick. I'm sorry I said is because the guys that you're naming are generational. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of these guys. Just because they're fast don't mean they're good. Some guys don't know how to read holes, blocking schemes. A lot of that stuff, these guys are still gonna fumble. So that's why I say maybe around 6 to 8. I think is realistic, but. That's just because some of these guys are going to be some really good kickoff return guys, but I don't think it'll be that many. My bad, Sid.
Go ahead, Sid.
You're all right. I mean, you made a valid point, even though I had to hit you with a pause bar, read through the hole. Anyway, no, I think about 20. I think that the fact is you still going to have some because. I mean, let's look like this. I mean, not every team has a kicker with a strong leg. Remember, they have multiple kickers. Some can only kick field goals. Some do kickoffs. Some only do punts. So, I mean, Detroit didn't put their kick out there for no reason. I mean, I'm just saying.
Let me tell you something. Said
like that. You like that?
He holds it. He holds it.
Ain't gonna let a thing go.
He holds it. Said holds it, man.
I don't ever want to be
I'll let it go. Like he can do that.
I don't ever want to be on Said bad side.
But Said, I agree.
Let go of a thing.
Hey, and that's a fact because it's fun and all, but really, you have teams that don't let kickers kick these short field goals, and it's the same guy that does the kickoff. So he's gonna kick it short. He's gonna kick it to the 25. Guess what? We're at the 25. I'm gonna get 5 yards to the 30.
Right.
Okay, but you say 20 though, Lady A. Who would this be for?
Even.
I mean, you know what? I was about to say refs, but I feel like you don't want me to say that. That was for the refs.
I was thinking that was for this
Corey.
one right here.
Yeah, Corey. I saw.
You supposed to put that up.
I was
Corey,
going to put it in the chat.
The most gifted can get through the tiniest. So that doesn't even. That's the difference.
And
that's how you decipher the two if you really want to break it down. So Corey, the whole too big, we won't even be impressed. If you see what I'm saying, the whole too big, my Grady can get through there. No big deal.
Okay, listen. Alvin said over under a 20. He said special teams holes. Special teams holes.
I bet.
Okay. He's cleaned it up. He got the youngest fan watching. He got the youngest fan watching right now, so he's cleaning it up.
A bad influence, that kid.
He's cleaning it up right now. So right now we're talking about the owners meeting. We already had the NFL Combine, and so up next is pro days. NFL pro days.
Question, by the way,
my question is, how important is a pro day? And get in there.
Come on, not very. And I'll tell you what, Teddy Bridgewater's career would be that much different if they didn't matter. We saw this kid dominate on the college level, and that might be overstated just a little bit, but because he wore gloves, it had nothing to do with his hand size. It had to do with the comfortability of how he played the position. You know how many guys we've seen, quarterbacks from USC, that I won't say by name, that we've seen go out there and sling the football 70 yards down the field with no pads on and get in game time situations and can't deliver. That is, the pro days are cool. That's all. You know, you get I won't run my 40 until I do it in my pro day. Who cares about running routes against air with no pads on? It's a lot of that stuff doesn't translate. It took the CJ2Ks of the world. It took the Tyreek Hills of the world to start letting it translate, because a lot of those Darius Hayward Bay, it's a lot more Darius Hayward Bays than it is Tyreek Hills, than it is, Chris Johnson's that have translated to that level. A lot of these guys can throw great routes when there's no pressure on, but you put some fans from the opposite team, you put some pressure 2 minutes and below, and a bunch of these guys will crumble. Well, they'll make these passes at pro days. Well, they'll make those catches and those tackles and read the line, read which line to go to. That stuff, it's the most overrated, overdone thing, and one day the combine won't matter as much for that reason. So,
Lady A gone. She was ready. She hit the button. She's like, I'm in here.
The pro day, it doesn't make a difference anymore. It doesn't really matter. It is just a gathering. It's a social gathering. It's a networking event. That's what it is. That's all. They need to stop playing games and bring back the fastest man competitions at the level that they used to do. We want to see stuff like that.
Wow.
We don't want to see this stuff right here, this pro day stuff. We don't want to see that because it's proven to not matter anymore. That's what we need to focus on. We need to focus on the fastest man competition and things like that, and friendly competition amongst peers. That's what they need to do. This pro day stuff is a waste of time.
You're saying it's Fugazi?
Yes, it is.
Is who?
Okay.
He said Fugazi.
Oh, Lord, you butchered that. Oh, buddy.
No, I said it correctly.
That's not even a DC thing. He picked that up along his travels.
Along his travels is crazy.
Right. Go ahead, say it.
Okay, the pro days do matter. The simple fact is not everybody gets invited to the combine. And that's why it matters. Think about some of those, because I'm saying it matters because a lot of times these HBCUs, their coaches communicate with these other teams that know having a combine. Hey, can I bring XYZ over? Because they may not be getting any of the attention that some of the other teams are. At the same time now, it gives some of these coaches more time to talk to these players outside of the stress of the combine. because everybody looking here, everybody looking here, everybody looking here, everybody looking here. Them being able to say, okay, they're relaxed. Let me talk to them X, Y, Z. And the thing is, like I said, those guys who don't get to come, a lot of times, people weren't paying attention to the guy, and then wait a minute, it happens. It happens all the time. You got somebody flipping through the paper now. What number was he? Did anybody? And then they see him. So let's face it. I'm gonna throw the Falcons under the rug. I don't care. They can be watching this. I don't even care. These scouts is stank. We took 2 players in back-to-back years from Montana State. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
That's all I'm saying.
So where were they pro day?
Huh?
Where were they on
a
pro
little
day?
angry about that. Okay,
They didn't. I know they went down the street 75 miles away.
Yeah.
It all comes down to drafting and let them. This is all set up.
it all comes down to
Draft for kids from Georgia.
Write a letter. Say it. Write a letter.
Raheem already
Hey,
disappointed by skipping over one of the
I'm
best
going to say
ones,
that the pro days.
Go ahead, Pete.
I'm going to say that the pro days matters as well. The reason I say that the pro days matter is because I just heard Bruce Wayne, aka Adam Peters, say what it is you don't get from the film. He said you get to be there to see and hear, and you're up close to these kids pop in the bag, to see their punch, to see their foot movement that you couldn't see from film. Things of that nature is why pro days are important. Now, how can you say that pro days are important if you don't attend, if you don't have your scouts and those people there? Because a lot of times we hear about, such and such didn't go to this pro day or didn't go to that pro day. Well, you have area scouts. If it's important, you would get them there. So you're saying one thing, but then teams are contradicting themselves because they're not going to some of these pro days. Now, you do have these talented people such as Marvin Harrison Jr., who didn't perform at the combine, and he's not performing at Ohio State's pro day.
No need. Right.
And he's saying, my work has already been done. I'm going to keep concentrating on getting myself better, working on things that I know that I need to work on, and I'll do some individual workouts.
Okay.
And he's going to give some of his other teammates a chance to perform, which is what Said was arguing. Pro days are important because now you get your scouts out to these smaller schools. So I still think that they are important, but the coaches and those staffs, they have to attend.
So with that said, if they're not attending, is it something that we would consider important then?
I would say that they're doing their teams a disjustice. Yeah. Come on, Aunt. Help me out with that word. Disjustice. Injustice. Injustice. Yeah, you know what I mean?
What?
There we go. They're doing their teams an injustice, man, by not attending.
Just say they ain't doing right.
Days. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on here in a little bit. Yeah.
So
but y'all got me and Aunt down here being negative Nathan and negative Nancy.
Y'all was, and it just worked out that way.
Here's the thing, though, and here's my only kickback. I listened to a guy who wasn't that talented. Matter of fact, it was one of the 2 live stews. You know those guys out of Atlanta,
right?
The brothers. I listened to that. The one brother, I think only one of them played in the NFL, but I listened to him talk about how there are ways to cheat the system in every drill there is to get your 40 faster, your vertical faster, the way to make your jumps better. What they can't measure is the heart of somebody like Tom Brady.
Nope.
It mattered not one bit what he could do on any one of those drills, but he had something here and here that mattered way more. And so there is no way to really measure that until you look at film, until you in person watching these guys. Now, if you're there and a guy is mad at himself because he's supposed to execute on something better, that's different. But overall, it's cool because just because a guy has great footwork, once again, when it ain't nobody around, or it is just him and his buddy who we've been practicing with all year, that's cool. But when you get on that film don't lie. I don't care if you went to Mississippi, Montana State of the higher power, or if you went to Alabama or Georgia. That film ain't gonna lie. If you got good mechanics there, you're gonna have them at the next level, possibly, if you got the right coaching or tutelage. So that's my only kickback.
I agree, and I'm shocked.
Agree.
Me and Ann on one page right now.
I
I
agree.
agree because I mean, like you said, Pick. Some of them aren't coming. They're not coming out. They feel like, oh, going to this little small school over here is a waste of their time.
Listen, at least I didn't invent a word, John. I may have, but okay.
There you go.
Oh man,
John, that was a good save. That was a good save.
that was a really
because
good
it's
save.
the same player. Stay tuned reviews. It's the same player, so neither one of them has a chance of doing anything.
Stay tuned.
Oh,
Let me
that
show you
is the
something. Stay
same
tuned. Are
player.
you ready? This how many playoff games he's won.
You're gonna get stayed back on that soapbox. Stay tuned. Listen,
Hey, and I'm on that soapbox with a pause.
I do have to say this though. I do have to say this. What if you saw a person with bad footwork during the season and they started to fix it towards the end of the season, and then that pro day he shows you how much he has improved, because that's what you want from the players, right? Is to show improvement. So
I mean, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah. So my thing being, I know it's on air, but it shows that this player has been working on something that he knew was bad. Now, if it stays bad and it's on air, then you can just chalk it up. Hey, I can go play golf now because this is terrible.
Well, that's a shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's what I'm hearing, and also you have to keep in mind that with that said, no, John, we do not.
That's what I'm saying, John. That's what I'm saying.
Actually, wait.
Take off the mask. It's
Have
Dak.
they?
Take
Have
off
they
the
been?
mask. It's Kurt.
Have they ever, like when Kurt was playing for Washington but they weren't. I don't remember them.
I think Dak was hurt. Dak was hurt.
Where was Dak before? Hold on. Where was Dak before Mississippi State? While Kurt was playing at Washington.
No, Kurt played in Michigan State.
No.
I'm saying
I said where was Dak before Michigan State when Kurt was playing in Washington?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We have to be on this.
See, now me and John aren't disagreeing anymore, and that's the scary part.
They're scary.
John's about to tell you, I totally disagree.
But Pick, in reference to the person getting better at the end of the season, I mean, is someone really going to choose that person based off of a couple weeks and then a little bit of improvement at a pro day?
Yes, they do it all the time.
I'm just saying,
I mean,
apparently,
are they comfortable with it? With that said, then you can just look at the tape and look at the end of the season. Oh yeah, I saw improvement, and keep it moving.
When you drafting a player that played one college game at number 3, and he had a great pro day.
I'm not gonna let you do that, Pick. Jury's still out, man. Kid hasn't got a fair shot. He was always hurt. That could be a whole nother issue. Put him out there. Let's see what he can do. Play him all preseason.
Let's see what he can do.
At this point, it's Dak's job. Just play him all preseason and see what we get. That's all I'm saying.
We had the
just
weekend
off. To get cut.
We had the weekend off so we could enjoy a little college basketball. I hope that you guys did too. The question was, is your bracket busted? How are your Final Four teams doing? I'm going to start with myself on the men's side, okay? I think that all of my Final Four teams are alive. UConn's still alive. Houston's alive. North Carolina's alive, and Purdue. I think that my biggest come up was when I took Tennessee over Texas in the second round. Mississippi State was my biggest downfall. They didn't make it out of the first round, and I took them getting out of the first round. So that was probably my biggest downfall. Say it. You ready?
No, I'm not ready.
Nope. Okay, Lady A.
My dog ate my homework, and I have no clue. I do not have. First of all, I'm not in Cliff's living room. Okay, John, but I do not have that document with me to tell you guys.
My dog.
What
if my bracket is creativity. I'm gonna give you one for creativity, but because I do believe that your dog probably did eat your homework.
He's crazy. He probably ate it. Yep.
No, she's lying.
And how you looking, man?
Probably. Well, yes. So Texas lost a close game to Tennessee. And I was definitely right about Kentucky. They got it right on up out of there. So
You
both
did
my
hit
teams.
that one.
But Final Four still looking good though. So, well, no, it's not because I picked up. Yeah, never mind. No, it's not looking good. 3 other teams are good, but that bracket is Dunsky.
Wait, who's out? And who
Texas.
did you pick? What's out?
Texas.
You said Texas. Oh,
yeah, I had Texas. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Say
It
it.
happens.
My men's bracket is I've lost one on my men's bracket, and it was Kansas. The other 3 are still alive, and then I lost. I don't know why I have South Carolina written down twice on the women's. So I don't know who I picked
on the women's side.
I got South Carolina
So listen, I'm gonna
twice
tell you
on
something.
the women's side. I have no idea why.
You doubling down, brother. Like, you patted the table like
Hey,
South Carolina. South Carolina.
Right.
But I've written down twice.
So let me tell you. I was in the same hotel as the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Right? I was in the same hotel in Memphis as the Nebraska Cornhuskers, all these tall people. And the funniest thing happened is like the guy said the guy at the hotel, he saw him coming in, he was like, I don't know what to say to him. I said, you tell him breakfast at 6:30 in the morning. Get your stuff and get out.
Yeah.
It was like,
Now, Pick, when you say tall people, Lady A's taller than you, so what's your range of tall people?
Wow.
That I just want to know, like, how are we gauging the tall thing? Are you talking about 5'7"? Or are we talking about
say it. First, I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8", okay?
You are
Now,
not.
don't do that.
You are not.
5'8".
You are not.
We gonna
We'll
keep
get Coach
doing
Barlow
it.
on
All
this.
right.
We'll
All
get
right.
You are not.
I would double down
Get
too,
Coach
I
Barlow
guess.
on this.
Pick. You are not.
Al said all of his still look good. Okay, listen.
Good job.
Hey, say it. How
That's
tall
hard.
are you, man? You 5 what? You 5 what? Say it. Say it. What
I'm
are you,
sorry?
6 foot? You 6 foot?
No, I'm 5'10" and a half.
5'10".
And I can
Anybody
vouch for
taller
that.
than said is call.
I can vouch for that. Okay, I know that to be true. Now you are taller than me, which means that Lady A is clearly taller than me. You have me by about 3/4, of an inch. Pause.
Well, I'm
So-
5'7", and Pick is shorter than me, but he is claiming 5'8". So you
He
guys
is
do the
five-
math.
So I'm 5'6.5", so he's right in between both of us. Paul.
5'8".
He's 5'7". Is that what you're saying?
I'm
5'8".
5'6.5". Pick is taller than me by like this much. And I remember when I met him in person for the first time, I was like, well, it's kind of his shoes, but at the same time, I was
So
like,
you guys are probably the same height.
Yeah.
So wait,
Mhm.
wait.
Because I'm about that. That makes sense because I'm 5'7", and I'm about an inch taller than them.
yeah.
Drew, you know
how
that ain't
tall
right.
are you?
Drew said me and Pick the same height. Drew, know that ain't right. Don't.
Droopy, how tall are you?
Yeah, there we go. Droopy, come on. Tell us what
Because I know
I'm
I'm
Don't do
taller
that.
than Pick and Droopy.
No, okay.
I'm
The truth
taller.
comes out.
Don't do it, Drew. I'm about to do it.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
that's
Drew
true.
talking about he taller.
You know what?
What you gonna do? Mute him?
I'm
No,
gonna bring the picture in.
no.
Yep. There you go, right there.
I'm about to,
Yep.
Yo, that's not true. That's what I will say. Because I am definitely not 5'5". You can't get me to go down that train. I'm 5'6.5", so you guys are definitely not 5'5", but that is very funny. 5'5" with brown
And
eyes.
I think Pick is
Friday
about
lashes,
5'6",
thunder eyes.
because he tried to claim that I had on Nike boots, and I did not.
you had on some super tan.
Nike
I don't
boots.
even own a pair of Nike boots, sir.
She had on
Boy
super
said she had
tan,
on Nike boots.
and she was
I
standing
was not
uphill.
wearing Timbs either.
She was
She was
standing uphill.
She was standing
And she
uphill.
was leaning like Mike Jack.
She
I
standing
was trying
uphill.
to be his height. I couldn't.
So you was squinching your knees a little bit. You was kind of like,
I was like, "Ooh, let me get down."
All right. Drew, you did it. You did it, Drew.
Now you know he's absolutely leaning in. Now he does look like he's more like 5'5" for real.
Because he is 5'5".
Well, but he's leaned over though, so it's not the
Pick,
same.
where's the picture of me
stands
and you?
erect, if he stands erect, he probably gains another inch.
Look, Pick, I'm leaning over, and I'm still
You're not leaning, Lady A. You're not leaning.
Dude, you have a beanie on, and you're still not the same height as her. Will you
with
quit?
the ball on the top?
Why is this such a thing for you?
Y'all are
you know we're only going hard because this is such a thing for you.
Y'all are tripping.
Y'all are tripping.
Y'all are tripping.
John is funny.
Y'all are tripping. Okay.
He said,
I'm not standing on the curb, John. I'm standing right beside this woman.
Pick is standing on the curb.
I'm standing right beside this woman, and
it was in a parking space. You know how they had that little concrete part so you don't go too far? That's probably what he was standing on.
You know what? Hold on.
At least John's truthful about his height. John said he's 5'3.5", so you know, strong for a power lifter kind of body build. So
you know what?
Anyway,
ladies bracket. There we go. See, you see Droop right there. I'm telling you.
I see your jacket is big. I can't tell.
First off, my stomach was fat in that one because we had ate good all weekend.
I don't know, man.
What that got to do with how tall you are,
That's down in Houston.
Hey, you and Droop look kind of what on that picture, Dad?
Say it. Come on, say it. Say it. Come on, say it. Say it.
What's your assessment, huh?
Say it. Am I not way taller than Droop? You see,
no, you're not.
You don't look like that in that picture.
What? 5'5" to 5'6" all worked way.
Got me all worked up, man. We over here showing pictures. All right, ladies.
It's okay, sunshine.
Ladies bracket. In this case, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I cannot find my ladies bracket, but I do know this.
That mean he did bad.
Nope. I do know that I had.
That's because you wear 3X t-shirts.
I do know I had USC. I do know that I had.
John said, "My greatest dream is to sneak into a Sade concert in his shirt pocket." I said it's because he wears 3X t-shirts.
But why would that be?
It's not a real thing. This is just
that's not a real thing.
Being John.
Okay,
this is
John.
the third speaking. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pick. We were really interrupted.
I know I had USC. I know I had USC, and I was sort of. I can't remember who I picked out of the Region 2 because that's the region that has Iowa, LSU, and UCLA in it. But UCLA and LSU will meet. Yeah, I can't remember. Who did I pick? I picked LSU.
You picked LSU.
I picked LSU, and they absolutely play. Them two play, and then South Carolina we had that, and I just can't remember what I had. So I apologize.
You need to go back and watch the tape.
I'm gonna have to go watch the tape.
Yeah, I think one of these South Carolina wrote down. I think one of them must be USC.
What? Lady did not say that to you,
because
John.
it's the same letters. South Carolina is USC, whereas University of Southern California, it's the same letters.
Okay,
well,
so you just wrote it wrong. You wrote it wrong.
So that's what you did. But I didn't know you picked USC though.
Yeah.
Yeah, USC got that USC got that good one.
But I'll take a look at it.
All right, and do you remember your lady? You remember your ladies bracket?
Mine are still good. Yeah, mine are still intact.
Okay.
Mine won't get sketchy. Those hold on. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I actually need to read.
I feel like we all kind of got some really, unless there was like a major upset, we all did pretty well for the ladies bracket.
Oh yeah, the ladies bracket straight went chalk.
Hold on. No. Tennessee lost. Tennessee lost to North Carolina State, NC State. I had Tennessee coming out of that bracket, I think. And yeah. So they lost. If I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong about that, but if I'm not mistaken, I had Tennessee because I remember y'all like Tennessee. And yeah, they lost. They lost in the second round. So
all right. Well, that is pretty much our show for tonight. I am trying to secure one of our guests right now for Saturday's show. We will see. This is Easter weekend though, right? So we'll do a quick show on Saturday, and then on Tuesday we have Tennessee running back Julian. Oh God, what was his last name, Lady A? Oh, Alvin. What's nephew's
Because you
last name?
said, I think you just said the wrong team, but go ahead.
Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans running back.
There you go, right there.
Yeah. I can't remember his last name. Alvin, I know you watching. We got nephew coming down, and we have confirmed that we got Sanchez coming on the show this Saturday. So we have a quick show. Sanchez will be joining us. So y'all know it's gonna be off the chain. So jump in with us. And on Tuesday, we got current NFL player from the Tennessee Titans, Julius joining us on next Tuesday. So we get a little bit of that real NFL life as we get closer to the draft. So get your questions ready for Sanchez on Saturday. We'll see you all again. Say, did we hit everything?
Yes, we did.
All right, it's time to go get the lasagna because I swear that it's cooked and ready to go. All right.
Do y'all? Let me ask you one. Oh crap! Never mind.
Come on, man. Let's go.
Go ahead and
no, let's go.
So I'm starting to see people be biased again, man. Listen, I am not racist, but that young lady can put the ball in the hoop. Okay, there are people who are starting to say that there's this conspiracy to put her as high as she can go, as if she didn't break every record known to man that involves shooting. Like, is there any? And I'm not. This isn't tongue in cheek. Is there any merit to maybe even if it's not her winning the whole thing, it's taking her as far as they can ride her to get the numbers or whatever? I don't think so. But what say y'all?
I say that
go ahead.
I say that the females have better fundamentals than the guys. And that's why when you see the females shoot, like all of them can shoot. They can flat out shoot. So when they go on a streak of missing like 2 or 3 between both teams in a row, it's literally like, what's wrong right now? Is there really a clear plastic thing on the rim? Because these ladies can shoot. They spend hours in the gym perfecting their craft. Their shots are more fundamentally sound. So, and they don't come out of school early. So when you have a talent like Caitlin, who is a pure shooter and she worked on her craft, of course she's going to knock down every record because those guys probably did leave in 3 years or 2 years if they stayed that long. And then add on to the fact that she gets a COVID year on top of it, she's supposed to knock down every record known to man. Lady A?
I think that it's just very plain and simple. They're hating. That young lady deserves everything that she gets. She is talented. I haven't seen anybody bending or breaking the rules for her. I see talent, and I see that's the reason why she's getting the recognition that she has. Y'all don't think Larry Bird was hated on because some people felt like a great player should look a certain way? That's how I'm looking at this. Let that young lady go.
Let her breathe.
Let her ball out and stop playing games. Stop hating on her. That's what I see. And talent is talent. Sometimes it doesn't look like what we think it should look like. Like, let's be real. The first time y'all heard Eminem, did y'all think he was gonna look like that?
Nope.
Nah.
No, can't.
I know when I was younger, I remember listening to some music my parents were listening to. And there was this song that I loved. And I finally saw the singers, and I'm like, what? And I'm talking about Average White Band.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you have a player that when you look at it on paper, you're like, okay, that's your assumption. Your assumption is that she's going to look a certain way, behave a certain way, and she's not. But that's across the board. You're doing to them the same thing that people do to people of your community, and you don't like it when it's done. So you're turning around and doing the same thing. I don't think that's right. I think Caitlin deserves her flowers. She deserves everything that she has. And let's talk about basketball, not anything else. Let's talk about basketball. I'm done. Off my soapbox.
Okay, say it.
No, we're good. I mean, she said it all. I mean, we said this the last week when she broke the record. That night. I mean, she scored the points. You don't want her to break the record. You stop. I mean, what do you even say? There's nothing to be said. The girls. I mean, she's skillful. She's taking the shots. She's doing what she was supposed to do. So I mean, there's nothing to be said. I don't care what color she is.
There we
go.
Right.
Shoot.
There we go. The girl can shoot.
Who gonna check her?
Exactly.
Right. You better put somebody on her for real. You better do it. All right. Like I said, the lasagna is out of the oven. We covered everything. Shout out to my son, United States Air Force First String Podcast, second to none. Come get some. Tell him, say it.
Go Dogs.
Hail.
Sharing the lasagna.
Ready for your beats? Our first song from the person.